Hi all, I'm Devika Prakash. I'm pursuing my Masters in Emerging Economies and International Development from King's College London. So this is the work I presented at the London Student Sustainability Conference, and luckily I was one of the top 3 presenters and got an opportunity to present here as the Student Sustainability Research Conference. So as we are here today at the Student Sustainability Research Conference, as Kofi Annan said, there is no tool for development more effective than the empowerment of women. So my study titled Even the Tea Leaves Have a Story to Tell About Gender Inequality talks about the gender inequality among the tea plantation workers of Kerala. This is a work that I did during my bachelor's back in Kerala, and the study was guided by Ms. Susan Oman. So, gender inequality has been a major barrier for socio-economic development in many countries, especially the South Asian countries, and India hasn't been any exception. But the state Kerala in India hasn't been exceptional with its great figures, such as a sex ratio of 1,084 females for 1,000 males, and literacy rate being 97.4% for male and 95.2% for females. But the condition of all women in Kerala is not the same. It's different. Especially the condition of tea plantation working females are deplorable. So the research work I am presenting here talks about the gender inequality among the tea plantation workers of Kerala. So let's talk about tea industry. Tea industry is one of the most popular industries in India and one of the oldest one as well. The most popular states that are involved in tea production includes Assam, West Bengal, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Tea is also grown in Tripura and Himachal Pradesh. And there are more than 1 million workers in tea industry, and out of this 50% are females. And let's consider the case of Kerala. Since colonial times, 70% of the total workforce in tea plantations are women. And the condition of women working in the tea plantation, they have to work for long hours and carry a substantial load in the cold climate of Munnar. Munnar is one of the tea plantation areas in Kerala, because tea is normally grown in high range areas, and Munnar is a high range area in Kerala. So women are mainly employed for plucking and gathering leaves, and this involves them holding a lot of load, that too in the cold, catchy climate of Munnar. And one of the things that motivated and evolved the situation is the Pempali Urime strike that happened back in 2015 in Kerala. So the women worked from early mornings like 5 a.m. and collected around 150 to 250 kg of the commodity. And the season was very profitable for the company. So obviously the employees expected a raise in their bonus, but that didn't happen. So the women went out for strike, and the demand of the strike was a bonus of 20%, and the second phase of the strike was a demand of wage hike from 232 rupees to 500 rupees. So research methodology, this study was carried out in a tea plantation in Munnar. This is Idukki district of Kerala in India. So for those who are not aware of Kerala, this is the southern part of India, and that's the Kerala map, and that is the one dark is Idukki district, and the study was carried out in Munnar of Idukki district. Primary data through focus group interviews and secondary data from various reports were collected. So relevance of the study. The study results would enable governments to frame better policies, as well as the study also aligns with the 5th Sustainable Development Goal, which is gender equality. And analysis and findings. So through the study, I was able to recognize a lot of issues that were faced by the respondents, and let's get into each of them. First one, wage disparity. There is an issue of wage as well as wage disparity. The earlier wage during the strike was 232, which was increased to 304, and currently it is 400. That will be around £4, and obviously, you know, that's very low. So the workers say they should at least receive rupees 500 as the wage. And that's the wage issue. Now, talking about wage disparity, women and men are involved in 2 different activities in the plantation. So obviously the women are involved in activities that requires more physical effort, and they need more payment for remuneration for the same. So that's the issue of wage disparity. Then talking about poor conditions, working condition. As I have already mentioned about the cold weather of Munnar, the respondents have to report at 8 a.m. holding the heavy load of these commodities, and still they are not paid enough for this. And if they are late, if they are not found at reported at 8 p.m., it will be considered a half-day leave. The respondents also recall the case of women around them that they face a lot of health issues due to the activity involved with fertilizers and pesticides, and diseases like kidney failure, arthritis are very common among the females of the region. They also say that there is a lack of sanitation facilities and it is very miserable during menstruation period. Next one is unequal representation in trade unions. Talking about the Pemplerime strike, I have mentioned that the reason for the strike was not receiving the right amount of bonus. The bonus is fixed by middlemen and who are involved in the trade unions, and these are normally not people who are part of the labor community, and there are lack of female representation in these trade unions as well, and that's why their grievances are not properly reached to the government or the company. Fourth issue, lack of educational facilities and job opportunities. Company offers, the tea plantation company offers education for the children of the tea plantation workers till 4th standard. And another issue is normally the high range areas of Munnar are located in the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and the medium of education is normally Tamil. Tamil is the language spoken in Tamil Nadu and Malayalam is the language spoken in Kerala. So it's difficult for them to get job in Kerala. And also due to lack of education, they are not able to understand what their rights are. And also a lot of young women either drop out of school because of poor financial conditions and get involved in tea plantation work or get married off to other people. And another issue that the respondents talked about was there has been lack of facility for children with special abilities. One of the respondents also recalled the case of a girl in the locality who completed a bachelor's in nursing but now is working as a toilet cleaner. Improper housing facility. These are the houses of the tea plantation workers. This just contains a kitchen and a bedroom. So the population density is very high there and the facilities are also very few. Absence of livelihood facility. Most of the respondents faced an issue of financial anxiety, like they don't know what happens next. They are leading the life through the mere pension provided by the government and company, and most of them also work under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Being inclusive. Majority of the women plantation workers are descendants of the Dalit community who were brought from Tamil Nadu to Kerala during the British era. So still they are considered as outsiders in this region. A proof of this is the burial of plantation workers in mass graves who died during the fatal landslide that struck Pettimudi. It's a place near Muna during the monsoon of 2020. Effect of pandemic. Pandemic attacked the lives of everyone irrespective of rich and poor. So it had an impact on the tea plantation workers as well. They did not get a regular income, and also as I have mentioned earlier, the density of population is very high in the layer. That's why there is a high chance of getting COVID, and the food ration by the government's public distribution system was also not proper. Next is mental health issues. I have already mentioned about the financial anxiety they have. Also, mostly the male counterparts of the family are drug addicted to alcoholism as well. That's why it affects the peace of the family, which also affects the mental health of the women, as well as lack of facilities for the children with special abilities is also a reason. Then poor weather condition. The weather condition of Munnar is very terrible, and it have features like cold weather, frequent rain, as well as, and on this climatic condition, the women are required to hold heavy loads for long hours. Drug abuse among the male counterparts, which I have already mentioned. So to conclude that tea industry is one of the most popular and profitable industry in Kerala. And the main reason for this is the hard work that has been put in by these tea plantation workers, especially women, who is 70% of the workforce. Still, they are not getting a proper remuneration for their work. They are in strike. There has been a second phase of the strike. Still, things are pretty much the same, and women are suffering. So that's all. Thank you.